Hey guys, so I'm gonna call this day 1.5. The idea is to do vlogs every day. The last one that I did was earlier this week on Tuesday, December 30th. But I went over to my parents, to my families to spend time with them, and you know, I gave myself the permission to just hit the ground running hard as soon as I got back, which was today. So now I'm going to be, uh, you know, really going after my goals, and those goals are one, fitness goal. 2 years ago, I really started taking training very seriously. I was training for a fight, and I got back into martial arts, got into Muay Thai specifically, and it taught me a lot. But one of the things that it showed me was you know by training hard every day, I reached a new level of I dropped like 30 pounds. I personally think I looked better than I ever did before, and I really feel like I was happier, I was more confident. It really helped me in a lot of areas of my life. And I'm excited to continue that journey and get to the next level. Um, you know, uh, Mainly because I know that I can be more consistent. Uh, that's a big one, and I can just train harder and smarter. So I'm excited for that. Most specifically, I want to, if there's a specific target in mind, if there's a number in mind, it's got to be 154. I want to hit 154 pounds, mainly because that was the weight class that I wanted to be for my fight. Um, you know, so while I'm gonna leave some leeway there, I'm not like I gotta be 154 exactly. That's the general target. So we'll see how it goes as I go along. I have a feeling it'll be a good goal though. So the second goal is I have a company with my sister. I want to make that more and more successful. So I always want to be doing one, big thing to push it forward every day. And then that one I'm going to talk less about, but I'll mention it, generally, mainly because it's not, just me. And but the third one, along with the first one, are just me. The third one is, I want to. I used to build new ideas all the time. I mentioned this in the first video, but I used to build new ideas all of the time. Stopped to due to different reasons. And now I want to build my own thing, build my own company, have it support me, so I can spend all of my time building more things that help people, including myself. Right. Um, so the plan, as I mentioned before a little bit, was is to do at least one big thing, take at least one step for each goal, no matter how small that step is. At least take one step. An important kind of note here is, for me, is like not taking a step or going half a step backwards even is better than going one full step backwards. This is there for a reason. This is something I had to think about because I have a perfectionist tendency, and one of the downsides of that, there's things I love about it, but one of the downsides is that if I fall short of perfection, which I think inherently happens a lot, then it can very easily cause me to go off the rails completely because I go into this, even consciously I know this, but it causes me to go into this, mode of, "Oh, I already messed up. Like, what's another mistake, right?" And that's a very dangerous line of thought. Obviously, we can all see that. Um, this is something useful for me to always keep in mind that if I'm going to take a half a step backwards, better that than taking a full step or two steps backwards, right? So minimize when I do make mistakes. Don't go off the rails. In short. Okay, so my progress for the day, fitness goal. Took one step today. Yesterday, I allowed myself up into including New Year's, January 1st, to really enjoy with my family, enjoy. So, kind of ate all over the place, ate a lot. Whereas I normally do, or I like to do 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day, depending on my training. Eat paleo, eat, around 150 grams, 170 grams in protein. That number's being played around with. And generally eat, no carbs, just because I notice that really helps me to get to the level of leanness that I want. Today I did 1 meal. Yeah, I ate carbs, but I ate paleo. And so that's a, big step forward, from yesterday. I normally train every day, but I didn't today, for a couple of reasons, but that's okay. Had a lot of work to do. That's one of the reasons. Also just moved back, so I lost a bit of time in the morning, that I normally would have had, if I wasn't coming back from, my family's place. I took one step. I'm happy about that. I will begin training, shortly, probably tomorrow. For the company I have with my sister, got something big done there. Very happy about that. I'll talk about something I learned throughout that process, of doing that. And then number 3, my own thing. I'm going to be actually doing that tomorrow. It's, around 7:45 in the day. I do want to make sure I build in enough rest, because, that's one of the things that got me in the past is, I would burn myself out. Just, I love work, but it does, it's important to rest, in my opinion. I don't think that's just a cop out, although now it sounds like it is because I'm really defending it. But historically, I've definitely been able to burn myself out, so I want to balance that. The times that I've done that, it's been really good, so I'm going to do that. And so I'm not going to do that third thing, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. I think that generally if I take one step almost every day, doesn't have to be every single day, but if I take it every day, as much as possible, that'll already be a huge win over, let's say, last year, where I was less consistent. Pretty consistent, but definitely a lot of room for improvement. So some general thoughts I was thinking about today is how important it is for me to just get started. Like I was saying before, I have a perfectionist tendency, and some of the good things that gives me is that I really think deeply about things. It really does help me think about kind of first principles, root level things, important concepts to keep in mind, little notes, tweaks that help refine what I'm trying to accomplish or thinking about. So that's some of the good stuff, but some of the bad stuff is that I think one big bad thing for me is that a lot of times that can really stop me from taking action, which is ironically where I shine. I've learned that for myself. As soon as I start taking action, I learn really quickly by doing, by experience, by seeing things, by refining it afterwards, things like that. And as much as I know that, it's kind of funny that I don't do that more often, but that's something I'm going to be thinking about more. One of the things that these are all kind of random thoughts. Something that's really valuable for me in general that I just want to remind myself is to really focus only on the task at hand. I'm a checklist person, so I have I'm not a crazy checklist person. Like I do like to, I like to have like 2 or 3 things, big things to accomplish for the day, and then a couple of like side things, and really make sure I focus on the big things, because for me, if I accomplish those big things, it doesn't matter if I accomplish the small things. I just want to, those really make me feel fulfilled. But ideally, I like to get all of them done. One of the downsides of having a checklist, or not downsides, but one of the mindsets that's easy for me to adopt personally is, I have this thing that I'm getting done right now, but then I have all these other things. So like, let me try to, rush, or like not rush, but like get them all done. So subconsciously, I'm like starting to speed up, and that, comes at the expense of quality. I'm definitely more of a quality over quantity guy. So just like I said before, I'm a perfectionist, so I care about doing things right. One thing is to, that I like to remember, about to sneeze, is to focus on only on the task at hand and doing it the best way that I can. But, also keeping a balance with like an experimental mindset, just like I kind of elaborated on. I want to do it as well as I can, but also want to keep in mind that like, it's more important that I just get started, take action, do something, even if it's imperfect, right? One of my favorite stories is a professor who took, their classroom, divided into two, told the first group that they would be graded on, how perfect, on one project, on how, perfect it is. The second group, they told the second group that it would be based on, the number of outputs they produce. I think it was like, it was either pottery or photography. I've heard actually multiple variations of this story. And the group that ended up creating better, sculptures or photos was the one that focused on quantity. Sorry. Something for me to remember. And yeah, just like this concept of like Kaizen, of like continuous improvement, just every day improving a little bit, I don't need to get like psychotic about it, of course, right? Like, I don't think that that's what life is about. But, I think generally just working to get better at something is a really good thing. So that's something I'm going to do. Yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.